Hi, I'm Michael, founder of FameForecast. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on how I actually came up with the concept. So basically, it's quite simple. When I was listening to one of my favorite Spotify artists one day, I had this gut feeling that this person was going to eventually blow up and make it big. And it was quite frustrating to me because I was thinking to myself, I know that they're going to make it big, but I actually can't benefit from spotting this talent early. You see, if this person was a company, for example, I could invest in them, and then as they go up, I could actually benefit. However, the problem with investing in artists is unlike companies, and unless they're really desperate for cash, there's no real reason for them to give up a large part of their future earnings, especially when they need to provide that to the record labels themselves. So with this in mind, I wondered, how can I support an artist's journey without them losing a part of their future earnings? And how could, in turn, fans get rewarded for their knowledge of spotting talent early? And so at this time during work, I had a bunch of guys around me who were obsessed with sports betting. They were debating different stats. They were trying to predict game outcomes and talking about the betting algorithms, all from trying to get the right outcome and get a win. At that point, it clicked. Well, what do sports have that, say, artists, content creators, and other entities have that are similar? And it's numbers associated with games, scores, points, but with artists and creators, it's streams, it's views, it's social media scores. There are different stats available to measure similarly with sports. So what if a fan could predict which artist or content creator would skyrocket next? Just like the same concept of betting on a sports team or investing in a company. Well, at this point, I was like, hang on, we might have a new concept here. I was like, is it investing though? But no, if you're investing, you're actually owning something and you're not owning anything in an artist if you were to try and predict their success. But at the same time, I'm like, well, is it betting? And I'm like, yeah, probably not either, because that's more based on chance. And what I'm trying to implement here is more about insight and intuition and using analytics to determine who's going to have that growth. Here, it's not about buying in or gambling. It's about forecasting, just like predicting a stock's rise or a team's win. And what we have here, everybody, is FameForecast. This new concept was born where fans use data, trends, and gut feelings to predict the big next names in the world. At this point, I knew it was not just an idea, it was actually a movement. Everybody will be central to creating this community where we will use the idea of statistics, predictions to determine who's going to be the next global star. And once you put your prediction in and in a few years this star blows up, you can say, I called it first. Everybody, welcome to Fame Forecasting.